everybody. Welcome back to another video, the T on NPD and relationships. Hello, everyone. To all of my new subscribers and new family members, hello, hi, welcome. And to my tribe and family at large, listen, y'all, welcome back. Thank you all so much for coming back and watching another video. Family, you know I love to always mention our Thursday night live streams. This is where we go from healing to wholeness to boldness. You don't want to miss that Thursday night live stream, or sometimes it's Friday. Yesterday was Sunday, okay? So turn your notifications on, okay? So you know when we go live on the channel. All right? And also too, you know, the goal of the day is also, is always 2.1K plus on the likes. Y'all know if you rocks with your girl, y'all hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. Can y'all hit that like button for your girl, please? One time, every time. Okay, can you do that for your girl? All right, y'all. Listen, let's jump into the topic of this video. Y'all, I want to talk about this, about how the narcissist tests you. Okay, and you better fail that test every time. Okay, for real. I mean, so whenever you're dealing with a toxic individual, in particular a narcissist, okay, whenever you're going into, because sometimes these situations can be brand new. Okay, it could be someone that you just met, you know, someone that you're casually having conversation with. It's not real serious. It hasn't gotten to that point yet, but you need to know the signs. You know, you need to know what's happening. And I want to put this out here because a lot of you are, you know, it's that season and people are, you know, mingling. All right. And so also too, just reflecting on the manipulation ship you came out of. You need to know how these birds get down. You know what they do. You know how they do it. So we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. So when you are dealing with a toxic individual, first of all, the person knows that they're toxic. You know, when you're dealing with a narcissist, they know something is wrong with them. They just want to make sure you don't find out that something is wrong with them. Okay. They want to make sure that they can, you know, snow you enough that until they could get into your emotions and your, you know, that soul realm deep enough where they got a lock and a hook in you. You see what I'm saying? So how they do this is you don't even know that it's happening. You know, you don't know that that the narcissist is testing you. And some of y'all had got deep into the relationship and they were still, you know, narcissists randomly run what we call crap test. But I want you to know, I want you to understand, this is what you will see when they run in that test on you. And how you better fail it every time. So one of the biggest things that a narcissist will do to test you, to see if you are a viable source, or if you're in the relationship, to see if you are still in there with them emotionally. Now, if you knew, what they're going to do is they're going to tell you, and some of y'all are probably going to attest to this, they're going to tell you about the old supply they were with and how that person did them so wrong. You know, how they were just mean to them. They stole from them. You know, narcissists love to talk about somebody stole something from them. And they just a lying wonder, because them backwards walking giraffes are the ones that probably stole something from the old supply themselves. You know, I digress. Anyway. So they'll tell you stuff like that. They tell you, I mean, all types of sad stuff that happen in relation to that old supply. And you just sitting there like, wow. Now, here's the thing. When that narcissist is telling you all of these things and these sad stories, what they're doing is they're testing your level of empathy. Okay, they're testing you. They're watching your facial expressions, because most of the time when they were telling you this, y'all were face to face, or you could have been on FaceTime or video chat, or because you know they love face to face meetings. Okay, love that, because they want to watch your expressions. They want to see how you responding. You know. So, you know, or you could have been on the phone and you were like, wow, that's horrible. You know, like, why would somebody, they are testing you. Okay. They are testing you. They trying to see what's your level of empathy? What's that threshold right there? And see, when they're testing you like that, I'm gonna tell you something. The way you fail that test right there is you remain neutral. Hello. This right here is this information right here. This right here gonna set you on another level in the dating game, in the whatever it is you doing as far as mingling. This gonna set you on another level. When somebody come and telling you sad stories like that, sob stories, I mean, just extremely sad, and you don't know them that well, you don't let people have access to your emotions like that. A narcissist wants to see how easily they can access your emotions. How easily are your emotions triggered? And that's how they test it, right? That's how they test it. When you in the relationship with them, now that's when you first meet them. But now when you in the relationship with them, how they test to see if you still in it with them, y'all might be on the brinks. Okay. You might be on the outs. You done went through another cycle. You in that discard phase or whatever. And the narcissist is going to say something to you to trigger your emotions, right? And this is how they test to see if they still have space in they're still renting space in your head rent free. Okay. They'll say something, either something really kind or they'll say something really mean. Okay. Either way, they just want to see how you're going to react to it. Your reaction at that point is going to let them know. They're going to be able to gauge at that point where they are with you. Because if you have a reaction, like if they say something really kind or whatever, especially something like that, and you're like, oh, that is so kind. Well, I didn't think that you thought of me that way. We've been having so many problems and this and this and that. They're testing you. That's all. They're testing you to see if they still have that hook that they've been having right there, that soldier. They're just testing you to see. Because then that right there is going to help them to determine the next level of abuse. If you don't fail that test, but how you fail that? You want to know how you fail that? Use silence. Silence. Yes. Stoic. Just silence. Because you got to understand when people, narcissists and toxic individuals, narcissists in particular, they're always looking for a reaction. Anytime, every time, all the time. They're always looking for a reaction. They'll do another test. They'll do something stupid. I mean, you just be like, how did that make sense? I just want to know how it made sense. Like, why would you do that? And a lot of times you would ask them, why did you do that? And they know that it's going to make you upset. They know it's going to make you angry or whatever. They know that, right? They know that. That's the reason they did it. But then they'll tell you they don't know why they did it. And sometimes that's true. Because anytime you under demonic possession, demons be controlling your mind. You do stuff unconsciously. You don't even know you're doing it. Because they have been in control in that person so long that those behaviors are they're automatic. Can you imagine? Just automatic toxicity, right? So what happens is in a situation like that, they'll do something crazy that'll make you just go off. But how they test you is they want to see what your reaction is going to be. Now, if you go off on them, you start screaming and shouting and doing all of this and that okay, they know that they still have you where they want you. But you know what? This is, you know how you fail that test with them? How you fail that test with them. If they ask you any question, your answer is this. Well, that level of foolishness is just who you are. And I've come to understand that. And just in a very monotone voice, and you don't get upset and angry about it. That's just your level of foolishness. That's what kind of crazy you dealing with. And that's okay. I understand everybody can't be sane in the membranes. Okay. And see, when you hit them with something like that, they're not looking at it like, because you're not emotional. You're just speaking words, but you're not emotional. And when you say your few words, you cut it off. Don't keep going on and on. Because the more you go on, the more you're engaging them and the more your emotions have a chance to get in there. No, 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 no. You just say what you got to say and be done with it. Okay. And you don't make it long. You don't make it emotional. You just hit them with a one-liner and make sure that one-liner that you hit them with, they will, woo! Look, you make them rethink their entire existence. And you ain't got to cuss them out sometimes to do that. Just be savvy with your words. Just hit them where it hurts. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to, and I'm not talking about in a literal sense, hit someone. I'm talking about you target that thing that you know is going to get their attention. Yeah. But this is how they test you. Then they'll go and they'll do things. And this is one of the other ones that I wanted to highlight. They will also test you in, when they start testing your reality. Now, this is a big one because I want y'all to know that if a narcissist feels like they can make you question your reality, then they know that they can control you through confusion and chaos. All they got to do is introduce that situation and then they can take it from there. You understand what I'm saying? But anytime somebody starts questioning or anytime someone starts to make you question your reality by gaslighting you, shut it down. Shut it down. A narcissist will do something. They'll say something in the distance. You said, what you say? I didn't say anything. But I heard you say something. I didn't say anything. You must be hearing things. I didn't say that. Yet I did hear you say, no, I didn't say anything. I don't know what. Let me tell you something. When you see that's a big test that they run right there. When you see that, how you fail that test with them? This is how you fail that test. You don't even play with it. You leave permanently. If that's something new that you are a new person in your life or whatever, you don't even play with that. You just go ahead and leave, because that right there is just going to go explosively to another level. And the next thing you know, they're going to be saying stuff in your face and telling you that they didn't say it. That's that test where they gaslight and they're trying to see if they can make you question your reality and they can control your entire existence. Family, I want y'all to really listen to this, because if you take heed to what I'm saying, these empathy tests, they want to test your level of pain, that pain threshold. How much pressure and how many horrible, stupid things can they do to you before you gonna leave? You ain't gonna have to do but one. Because I love me some me. So act a fool if you want to, and I'm going to show you what time it is. You listen, that pain threshold is determined by how much foolishness you put up with them. And you want to know how to fail that test? How you fail it? You leave. You shut it down. You give them zero access to you. That's how you do it. Because I'm going to tell you something. The more foolishness that you put up with these clowns, the more they're going to do it. That's how they get down. That's how they run it. And so when you learn these tactics and how they do things, you can shut it down on the onset. You're like, nah, I ain't finna deal with that because I already know what that is. I'm good. I'm cool. I'm cool on that. All right, fam. So listen, y'all, take really good care of yourselves. Make sure y'all share this information also with some other folks that can use this. All right. And I will see you all on the next video, fam. And I will see you all healed and whole at the top. I love you, family. Shalom. Peace.